All right, let's bring in our guest joining us right now, national trial attorney, Michael Jaafar. Michael, you know, we heard Kelly's report right there, and new evidence is coming forward almost every minute in this case. You have cameras all over New York City. That's why some feel safe. But we have the video and the pictures of each of those locations that Kelly talked about. But also you have witnesses from those areas, right? There are the people that ran from the sidewalk when he did the shooting. There were the people that were driving nearby. And also, I've watched the video several times, there were people parked on the curb and hitting their brake lights. So you have a lot of eyewitnesses. What do you imagine this investigation looks like at this moment?
I would not be shocked if they don't already have a suspect in hand, and where they know who this person is and honing in on this person. This is so bizarre. This is out of a movie. This is like hiding in plain sight. If you're watching a movie right now and somebody committed this murder in the heart of New York City, went to Starbucks before they did it, and then in the movie they told you, well, 3 days they haven't caught the person, you would think that the movie is just an embellishment and an exaggeration, and it's not realistic. I'm really puzzled that they haven't already arrested the person. Came into New York on a bus. Crazy that this could even happen. And the United Care CEO, just a big figure. So I would not be shocked if they don't already have somebody. But the hospital worker that asked this man to take down his mask, wow, because he has a distinctive face, distinctive chin, distinctive everything, right? That's going to be easy to find. Had it not been for him taking down his mask, with everything that we've seen, we all know that the first 48 hours are the biggest, they're the most vital time in catching a criminal. If it wasn't for him taking down his mask, I would say that the chances are slim, but because he took down his mask, I would not be shocked if they don't already have a suspect. And what they're probably doing, Matt, is going through all the upset customers of United Healthcare, looking at tickets that have been created in the past 2 months. Somebody has had coverage denied for some sort of a medical procedure for themselves or their family. That's where I say the investigation is right now, because that's how they'll hone in on people, and then they'll hone in on people in a geographical territory where United Healthcare services. And so I would not be shocked if they don't already have a few suspects.
All right, Michael Jaafar, you're going to stick with us. And anyone with any information, we're going to stay on top of this story. Crime Stoppers offering $10,000 to this crime. But now his defense argues his confession, not exactly voluntary. Emily's remains were later found in the bathroom of the couple's camper van back in 2021. Joseph faces life behind bars, either with or without parole if convicted. Still with us, national trial attorney for standing by. All right, so we're about ready to hear yet another 911 call. More digital evidence in this case. What are you expecting, or what are you listening for?
I'm looking, I mean, this is already a closed ecosystem. It's a closed world. So everything that happened is contained, right? They were in the camper van together. They were celebrating their wedding anniversary. They were alone. He was the only person with the means. You know, the evidence really just, I mean, it's not even a question of who, what, when, and where. It's a question of why, right? Why did you kill her? I mean, unless the defense eventually comes up with evidence that she pulled a gun on him, I think this person is cooked. So what I'm looking for with the testimony now is the prosecution and the state are going through all the machinations they have to go through, all the steps they have to go through to get a conviction, right? Who did it, when they did it, how they did it. And then basically they're just going to throw it at the defense and say, what you got? So what I'm looking for is just more of the same, just button down evidence of what happened, how it happened, when it happened. This is basically just a prosecutorial exercise on presenting evidence, and that's all I'm seeing right now, and that's what's going to happen.
Well, we're going to have to see together. Michael Jaafar, thank you.
Let's bring in our experts this hour, trial attorney Michael Jaafar. Michael, weigh in on this part, because the defense was just arguing to the court, listen, the forensic testing is extremely complicated, and that is something I think absolutely is probably true in preparing a defense in this case.
Oh, it's very, very problematic. It's very difficult, especially the fact that they haven't found a body yet, right? So the defense attorney was laying that out to the judge and letting her know, look, you know, we're going to try to make the deadline, you know, getting the trial before Thanksgiving of next year. But this is very complicated. I had this other trial, then I have this other trial coming up, then I have a manslaughter trial coming up in January. So this is a very complicated case. And sometimes defense attorneys are compelled to remind judges that, hey, I know you want to get to lunch, but at the end of the day, you know, we might need some time. And this case is very complicated, and we heard earlier about the difficulty of getting the evidence from the, you know, with the 2E letter and getting the stuff from the federal investigators. And so some trials, sometimes, especially when you have bureaucracy, especially when you have forensic testing and all this stuff, sometimes you need a year to prepare for a trial. It's not unconscionable to even believe that. So I could sympathize with him and what he was saying.
And, you know, when I was on the bench, I remember best intentions. We'd all be on the same page of when something would happen, could happen, should happen, and inevitably there'd be a delay because of something not necessarily within our control.